What's up, y'all? The wolf is back, and the wolf is awake. And it's time to learn some wisdom from this take. Well, I don't know if you'll learn wisdom today, but I got a couple of stories to tell. And I hope y'all are doing okay. I hope you're hanging in there. I don't know what's going on with y'all on this journey. I don't know if you've been struggling like I have. I don't know if you relapsed. I don't know if you're still going. But I'm with you on this, and God is with you. But, anyways, I came on here to not only tell you about what happened to me last night, but I've been struggling really hard this past weekend. And this is something a lot of no fappers on YouTube don't really share about. They don't share about the behind the scenes of what's going on in their day to day lives. And this past weekend, I had unbearable urges. I posted a post last night on the community page about the bad news and the good news. The bad news is this past weekend, I ended up looking at content and I ended up feeling myself, feeling my area. Not necessarily edging, but I wasn't extremely close to giving in, but I was getting there. I I was stuck looking at content in my free time and looking at pictures after pictures, videos after videos. I was just stuck, and I was having to force myself to get out of it, to leave it, and that's the bad news. I wish I hadn't have done that. The good news is there's no relapse. No, I didn't relapse. Thankfully, thank God. But I wish I didn't like fall into the stuff that I was looking at and etc. And I passed No Nut November for the very first time ever in my life, and it's barely though, because the last days of November, huge fights, huge sacrifices I needed to make, uh, heavy, painful urges I was stuck in and was going through. Uh, this is exactly what's going to happen. They don't want you winning, and they know that we want to get past this, and that's that's the good news though. I made it past November, but it's not about just making it past November. It's about overcoming this for good. It's not about being like the 99% trying to make it past 1 month without letting it out. It's about focusing on you, focusing on what you want to do to better your life. That's what's really important. And yeah, I may be 45 days clean, but I had a vision from the Lord last night. And before I get into this vision, the thing about me that you need to understand is that, which I'm not afraid to admit this anymore because I already admitted it in my first video on the channel, but I have a foot fetish. I'm not like a lot of people that just watch two people have sex online or any other porn. I've always been into feet. I've been into the feet porn. And I've had this fetish now for years, since I was about 11 years old, something like that. I'm 26. I can't help but feel attracted to women's feet, or in other words, aroused to women's feet. And I know that this is a fetish that I can't get rid of. The problem is not me having the attraction to thinking women's feet are beautiful. It's common in most guys. The problem is me making this fetish an idol, making it an idol to where I'm worshiping it, and making it an idol to where I'm seeming like I'm putting it above God. And it's dangerous because the addiction I have, that I've had for years, is me releasing to women's feet. That's the addiction I have. And that's the addiction of porn in itself. It's not it's not just having a fetish and thinking women's feet are beautiful. It's much worse than that. It's me being addicted to masturbating to that kind of content that I feel like is taking my relationship away from God each time I do it, and takes me away farther from my focus on my life and my goals that I want to achieve. That's the problem. And last night I was going insane. I took a hot shower. I took a few deep breaths in the mirror. I said, I'm doing this because I want the best for me. I don't want to let y'all down. I don't want to let myself down. And I don't want to let God down. I just don't want to fall. That's how desperate I am to not fall, to not give in. And I went to bed. And the vision I had last night from God, which I strongly believe this was a vision, because this was not just some weird dream where a bunch of things were together and don't make sense. The vision was me in a house, and I don't know whose house it was. It was just me walking through a house. I walked into this bedroom, right? And in my bedroom was my mother. She was sitting on the bed and she had my phone, okay? And what she looked at me in disgust and in horror, and she showed me on the phone a porn site, and it had like the email set up, the username, and the password entry. And she said, "What's your password?" And I didn't want to say anything because I knew what it was, and I was scared. And I told her my password, and I could see on my phone what she was showing was all the content that I have been looking at, all the videos I have been looking at, all the pictures I have been viewing. And the most disturbing part about this was that she showed me videos of me getting off to it. That was the horrific part. Somehow videos of me releasing to it. And she felt so sickened, and she felt like she was going to throw up, and I was standing there not knowing what to say. It was so terrifying. I was standing there in terror. I had so many emotions. I didn't know I didn't know what to do. And then after that, it just ended. And I woke up not only just like disturbed, but I woke up there very, very thankful that God gave me that vision. That He gave me that vision in a way of saying, this is what's going to happen to you. This is what's going to happen to your life. And while my family may not know about this, and while God knows about this, well, that's the thing. And I woke up terrified this morning, y'all. It felt real. It felt so real. But it's funny because for a while, I had been praying for the Lord to show me a vision, to show me something about this. And He did. He, in a way, I could say He gave me a warning about this. And that's why I'm glad I had that vision, because there is dangers to this masturbation addiction. When you have a masturbation addiction, you can't help but think about it being it's the only thing in your life. Sorry, I'm having so much indigestion. But it takes away your free time. There was hours upon hours I spent this past weekend just looking at content and kind of like getting off, not releasing, not relapsing, but feeling myself being sexually aroused. While in that free time I had, I could have been doing other things, right? I could have been reading the Bible. I could have been reading other books. I could have been focusing on my business. I could have been hanging out with my father. I could have been outside. I could have been at the gym. Out of all the millions of other things I could have gotten done in my free time, I spent time looking at content, doing that. And you feel so bad after you look at stuff for a while like that for hours, because you just say to yourself, I really could have been doing something else much more impactful, much more meaningful, and much more accomplishing. That's why it's dangerous, because it's a time killer. It kills your freedom. It kills your free time. It kills how you spend your day. Like today so far, I decided to wake up, take a cold shower, eat breakfast, call one of my friends, focus on my business on my computer, and here I am making this video, and then I'm going to go to the gym. That's how I'm choosing to spend my day. And to us, yeah, God is getting us through this, but to us, it's how we choose to spend our day. Do we want to spend our day looking at content all day, killing our free time, um, and all that, just sitting around doing that, or do we actually want to do other stuff that's more important? So that's the thing we need to think about. But anyways, y'all, I felt the need to tell you all that just to be bold enough to share that. And I'm gonna get going here to the gym. I'm gonna work out. Stay strong, cause I still am. I'm trying. I'm trying so hard. If you think this is easy, it's not. But the great thing is that we're one of the 1% that is doing it. We are doing something that most men cannot do. That's the thing we need to realize. But anyways, I'm gonna get going here, y'all. God bless. I love you. He loves you. The wolf is out, and he will be back in the next video. See ya.